It's
Right.
you.
Oh,
Yes.
doe, a deer.
Like,
Yes.
what? Like,
What you
go
want?
away or something.
What you want, Willis?
Yes. And try that again. So, dear.
What you want, Willis?
Okay. Have you ever heard of Pizzagate?
Is that a gate in which pizzas come through?
Kind of. You know, it's the latest Alex Jones fake conspiracy.
Ah.
You know, because Hamilton Gate just popping up out of nowhere right when Trump Gate should be the issue. You know, that wasn't enough. They had to go and make up this weird shit called Pizzagate. Alex Jones has a video. Pizzagate is real.
Just like the Tooth Fairy and the Easter Bunny.
Yeah. So, I'm not going to dignify that whole thing with too much of an explanation. I don't recommend you even bother looking into it. It's basically, they claim just out of nowhere, just, because they weren't getting good views whining about Democrats wanting recounts and electors to turn, and that actually scares them, and, we might take away their precious Fuhrer. So now they've just out of nowhere pulled this pizza out of their ass and put a gate on it or something.
I hope it wasn't fresh out of the oven.
And they call it a scandal, and it basically has to do with a pizza delivery place that had some fucking ping pong tables outside that became an issue with like local people complaining about it. And then this one person who complained about the ping pong tables decided that Leon Podesta and Hillary Clinton were running a child pornography ring
with ping pong tables
out of.
I'm just wondering how that plays into this.
Yeah, I know. And pizza. I mean, so pizza ping pong pedophiles. Pizza.
Say that 5 times fast.
Pizza ping pong pedophiles.
Oh God.
Oh, I didn't even know that was a topping. The pedophiles or the ping pong. So
Ew.
now, the reason why I'm bringing this up is to point out what it's distracting from, which is a very real scandal.
Distraction!
Yeah, my mom is kind of a very real scandal. Very big scandal. I mean, sorry.
And a very big distraction.
Yeah. Like obliterates thought. Like hide, run away. Okay.
Sends you running in the corner.
Okay, that's let's get off of my mama.
I was
just
never
got off of yours.
I was never on your mama. That's nasty.
All right. Jeez, can you make me? You're breaking my back brace.
Don't go breaking my heart.
No, don't go breaking my heart. Okay.
You love us.
We're special. I know.
Special is a special does.
So, Trumpgate.
Pizza face.
Would you like to tear? Would you like to tear open my asshole? No, I mean
with the electoral rubbers.
No.
Yeah, y'all missed that conversation.
Electoral rubbers versus the cowards who failed civics. No, electoral rebels.
Electoral
rubbers.
rubbers.
That's not what we're talking about right now. You could have made fun of that when I brought it up, but yeah, okay. I was gonna tear. No, I was gonna have a hemorrhoid or something. I don't know. Take a really big shit.
I think it's a little TMI.
What were we talking about? I don't know.
Trumpgate.
Something about a painful bowel movement. I don't know. Yeah, Trump. Okay. Points.
Points.
I just gave myself points for that. Okay. So, back to my little notes, which I have added to and are now upside down, just because I think you should practice headstands. Trumpgate. Would you like to tell the viewers
Hi, viewers.
of some new additional costs, if you will, that, not just New York City's economy will suffer, but now the federal taxpayer is going to pay a $1.5 million a day for?
Oh, for the Secret Service to rent a floor of Trump towers, because he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to stay in the White House like a normal president would. No, he wants to spend half his time at the White House and half his time in New York City. New York City, New York City.
Get a rope. Sorry, I said it too many times.
Where in like most of America's population in New York City. I mean, I've never been in New York City, but like everything I've ever seen about New York City on TV is just
there's a
fuck
slice
ton of
of
people.
everybody. Man, yes, it's millions of people.
Because that's the safest place for our president to live would be New York City. I can't think of a safer place. Maybe Mosul.
Well, you see, what he's getting out of it is not only, and okay, let me just
Sorry.
The coverage on CNN. The girl said $1 million to $1.5 million a day, and then they flashed up the scroll. $1.5 million a year. Does anybody really think that Donald Trump's going to rent out a floor of Trump Tower for $1.5 a year? Even a month is kind of a ridiculous estimate. $1.5 million a day is what I would charge if I were him. I'm not him. But,
I wouldn't.
That's what Donald Trump would charge. Anybody else, and of course he's going to charge the federal government.
At the expense of the taxpayers.
Yeah, at the expense of everybody who makes less than $700,000 a year. Especially at the expense of single parents who are going to get the most screwed by this whole fucking thing.
Because, I don't already cry when I look at my paycheck and look how much taxes are already being taken out for shit. Oh.
And they go on to say, oh, well, the Secret Service paid rent to George W. Bush they paid rent. They didn't say to George W. Bush. They said the Secret Service paid rent when George W. Bush was at the Walker, Texas Ranger Ranch or something. And they also paid rent
but they were at
for the cottage that Joe Biden was staying at. Okay. So what? A couple $100 a night versus $1.5 fucking million a night. Okay, and it's going right into Trump's pocket. Okay.
Oh no, because of the blind trust that his
yes.
children are earning.
How much time we spent bitching about rich millionaires and their fucking fancy jets.
We just got the king of them all.
Yeah, we got the worst one somehow, some way.
The Gollum of the rich
people are trying to convince you that lots of people voted for him, that lots of people just failed the basics of morals and intellectual everything.
He's a real life Gollum. Money is his precious.
Who wants the precious? Yes. Donald, headmaster poor people. He wants to see them dead. Hold up, I have to yell at the children. Bored. Play the freaking tablet. Okay. There, you awake?
Children for sale. Wait, what?
She was having a pleasant dream.
What life would be like without children?
All right.
Kidding.
Stop.
Kidding.
One's right there that can hear you. Now it's hissing at you. Now it's laughing like Danny DeVito. Okay. So, electoral rubbers.
Is that for when they go to screw the American people?
Yes.
When the government screws us, they pull out the electoral rubbers.
No, okay, so here's the deal. Let's talk strategy just for a second. Okay, other than Trumpgate, which people need to be talking about right now. People need to be talking about Trumpgate right now.
Hashtag Trumpgate.
Hashtag Trumpgate right now. Everybody. Okay? In addition to talking about Trumpgate and all of the other scandals, and I mean, when you make a Trumpgate video, focus on the Trumpgate and then mention all the other conflicts of interest, the pay for play, the the charitable donations being used by the fucking campaign, shit like that.
The Dakota Access Pipeline investment.
Yeah, I mean, bring all that stuff up too. But seriously, start making videos about Trumpgate. He is fucking raping the American people, okay, raising taxes on the middle class to pay for not only his building's rent, but massive upgrades. Okay, we are paying to bulletproof this fucking building. Did you know that? That shit ain't cheap. We're making this into a fortress on the tax dollars bill. You think he's paying for that shit? No, son. What you got?
I lost it.
Yeah. But
oh, the tax code. Sorry. So his proposed tax code, cutting the bracket down from 7 levels to 3, and only the people making $700,000 a year or more are going to be getting $1 million tax cut. No more head of household, which means single parents are screwed. They're getting so much less money. Ridiculous.
Yeah, that's what I meant by that earlier. I mean, like, you just happen to have a Goebbels type character being an advisor to the president, okay, and he has no other job qualifications other than that which would make him effectively a propaganda minister, okay, and that in addition to the heavily right-wing heavily militarized cabinet, and we're supposed to accept people of Indian nationality who are also known for being Islamophobic, okay, quote Islamophobic. I know but like it's just very interesting how the only minority they've allowed so far was of Indian descent. Okay, the Muslims fucking raped and pillaged India. They conquered and slaughtered India. Indians generally don't like Muslims. That's a fact. They either are Muslims or they don't like Muslims at all. That's like your two choice of India. From India, the magical island of India.
Home of the buck-tooth snake.
Okay.
God, we haven't seen that forever.
Amazing, Jonathan.
Is he still alive?
I don't know, but I'm sure he's still amazing. Okay, so strategy, leadership. So like Young Turks people, Bernie or bus people, Democrats who don't seem to understand the process, don't seem to have made very good grades in civics class and history class. Okay, I'm not saying this to be insulting. This is how you're displaying yourselves. Okay, and this is how most of the educated world sees you. You can go with that lack of strategy, or you can go with the electoral rebel strategy, not the electoral rubber strategy. And that is to say, like Mr. Richard Painter, the former Bush legal counsel, one of the guys who helped make waterboarding legal, okay, is crying foul about Trump. Okay, the guy who looks like Ernest, he like looks like Ernest Goes to Camp. Ernest, he like kind of looks like a cross between Ernest and George W. Bush. And he says that the emoluments clause of the Constitution inhibits the president from doing exactly what Trump is doing with, him allowing Ivanka to sit in
Ivanka.
yeah, Ivan to sit in on the meeting in Japan and taking a gift, um, the Argentina phone call, like the list is piling up really quick as far as his violations of the emoluments clause. That was my earnest impression. Yeah. So even this guy has said that based on the president elect's current actions, that the electoral college can't vote for him. Okay. These arguments that I'm making, understand that they have weight. Okay. Like, talk about, I talk about how these people don't seem to have passed civics class. Well, the reason why is because in civics class, when I was in gifted honors civics class, I actually got asked the following question: how in the hell are you so smart? By nerds, by people with IQs over 150. Their minds were blown at how much I knew at that age about how the government really works. Okay? So were the fucking teachers. All right? So I'm not trying to brag to promote myself for any other reason than I need you to trust me or we're all fucked. Okay? I hate bragging about that kind of shit. Okay? But when it comes to the point where people not listening to me leads further and further down the fucking spiral, I orangutan, average college student, my IQ. Okay? So when I say shit is, that's because I've given it a lot of thought and I've considered all the other possibilities. And most of the things that people say are either unlikely or it's obvious to me that they're being paid for nefarious reasons to say these things. And so, yeah, I'm not being paid fucking shit. Oh, I just got a little excited earlier because my monthly amount for ad revenue went past $40. Mm-hmm. Okay, but I rely on people watching ads, not skipping them. I don't do any unskippable ads. And if I make a really important video, I don't put ads on it. Occasionally when I make a video that. But what the fuck do you think, babe? Like,
We're going to hell in a handbasket if shit don't change. That's what I think.
okay. So
You've elected a dictator. Congratulations.
Right. And you basically have, you can keep going with the Bernie bust idea without realizing that Bernie is a completely unelectable national candidate. He was never for a moment going to beat Trump. He was never for a moment going to get national votes. Okay? See my previous video on how easy it is for me to tear him down as a candidate. Okay? Now don't get me wrong. I like a lot of the ideas that he peddles. But he's a peddler of those ideas. He always has been. He is very suspect. Please see the previous video to learn more about that. Or, just Google Bernie Sanders Russia connections. And, don't read the ones by the Russian authors. So you got this like this fake Scottish guy on the Young Turks. It's not that hard to fake a Scottish accent. But when you're doing a Scottish accent, you notice that there are some words that when someone adapts to the English pronunciation that most people would hear, if they pronounce it in that Americanized or more English way, without the rest of their accent fading, chances are it's artificial. And when it's so fucking artificial that I could do a better Scottish accent, like it's kind of pathetic. My point is that this guy embellishes the stereotypical aspects of a Scottish accent while completely failing the intricacies of a Scottish accent. Okay, the guy on the Young Turks. He cannot talk about the Dakota Access Pipeline. Not even, he made a video bitching about CNN's lack of coverage, you know. And while it's a fair point, hey CNN, have you heard of the fucking Dakota Access Pipeline? The fact of the matter is, instead of asking for Democrats to unite, he took the opportunity to attack Hillary Clinton. Okay? They've taken every opportunity, every issue they brought up. Okay, they've applied this burn your bust strategy of attacking Hillary Clinton. That's why these issues aren't getting addressed. Because if you're spending all of your time on a character assassination of somebody, and then you don't even ask them for help. They didn't even ask Hillary for help. They didn't make one video calling for Democrats to unite behind this cause. They've literally tried to bitch their way into getting that idea sold. Okay? Now, go take a job as a car salesman and go greet your first customers and say, if you don't buy this car, you're stupid. See how well that works out for you.
I popped my name.
You right there?
I switched it.
What do you think of the guy's accent?
Very not what's the word I'm looking for? Authentic in the least bit. Show.
I was thinking like it seems like less of an impression of actual Scottish people and more of an impression of Mike Myers being a Scottish person. Like that's how
Like Shrek.
this guy, even if he is actually from Scotland, he's fucking over embellishing the accent to try to seem like a cool fucking Scots person. And this Brexit, the Scottish exit or whatever it was, I forgot about that. The name of that. Both of those were promoted by Russian-backed media in those areas. Okay, all these far-right groups in Europe are getting spoon-fed their own version of Breitbart. Okay? And you have to understand that Russia didn't just influence our elections, they've been influencing elections all over the world for quite some time now. Okay? Everything they've accused the CIA of doing, they've done it better and never stopped doing it. So you got basically just a failure on the part of burning your bust people, on the part of the Young Turks people, to understand the democratic process, to work within the system, and to unify behind a candidate in order to stop fucking tyranny. See, there's this incremental approach that Democrats have taken for decades now. Okay, and I've been a proponent of this on this channel, saying that people on the far left and the far right essentially believe in the same level of conspiracy theories, while both call each other stupid. And in the middle, you find an incremental approach towards freedom, an incremental approach towards equality, civil rights, okay, that has been what these people call the elites, the establishment. Okay, this is the reason why you have like most of your basic fucking civil rights that make your life manageable. That's the democratic establishment. That's what they've done. That's what they've accomplished. Okay, but because we didn't have democratic unity, we have the sequester, and we have no more voting rights act, and we have a lack of fucking poll watchers. And most importantly, we have a louder propaganda apparatus in opposition to unity than we've ever had for democratic unity. It doesn't matter how many donations Hillary Clinton got from how many fancy dinners. Okay, it still wasn't enough. You got to understand that.
Oh well, Trump was getting donations from the people who were running the Dakota Access Pipeline, so
Yeah, in addition to owning it.
right.
Just like Bernie. Bernie actually got more donations exceeding the $2,600 limit than Donald Trump did. Did you know that? Bernie. And he didn't even run all the way for president.
Huh. Put that in your pipe and smoke it.
Right. So Pizzagate versus Trumpgate. And the plan, or lack thereof. Okay. You really need to get the shit out of your eyes. Okay. I mean, the constant focusing on establishment and the elites. Okay. It's bullshit. It's just bullshit. The establishment is what the Democrats have fought for civil rights against. Okay? The elites are what the Democrats have fought for tax reform and financial regulations against.
Yeah, but Trump's going to take care of that because for every new regulation, two are going to be thrown out the window.
That makes fucking sense. So, I mean, Bernie or bust, people. Get your heads out of your asses before you cost us our fucking democracy. Okay? Because we all need to get behind the idea of rebel electors. Not rubber electors, not electoral rubbers, no. Rebel electors. Alright? Because it is their duty, according to the Constitution, say it with me now. It is the Electoral College's duty, according to the Constitution, to stop the tyrant, oligarch, what's the other word? Autocrat? No. Well, that too, but
Dictator.
dictator. But there's a specific fucking word for it. It's just not coming to my mind. But they have to stop Donald Trump, or else the Electoral College serves no purpose in opposition to tyranny, and thus should be disbanded. The Electoral College has to do its duty according to the Constitution and reject Donald Trump, or else it serves no purpose and should be disbanded.
Bet half of them haven't even read the Constitution. Because it's just people that the parties pick. That's how you become an electoral
Right,
voter.
but just like there was Republicans responsible enough beforehand, there are Republicans responsible enough now to understand what the Federalist Papers mean, what Hamilton means, why Hamilton is getting attention right now, why God wants you to know what Hamilton is right now. Okay? And it's not ham Pizzagate, okay? It's fucking...
You're making me hungry. All this pizza talk. Ham and pizza.
Ping pong balls.
Ping pong balls, yeah.
So, the Republicans are appalled that Hillary has dared to support the, effort to make democracy remotely credible.
Yeah, but they weren't appalled when Trump said he wouldn't accept the results when they came in.
And they're not appalled by Trump refusing to take national security briefings.
Right.
And
or his daughter sitting in while he's talking to diplomats.
They're not appalled by him saying that if the popular vote was in his favor, but the Electoral College wasn't in his favor, that people should march on Washington. Okay, that it's unacceptable, that it would be a tragedy. I mean,
But
what hypocrites can you be?
But now that we're doing it, it's wrong.
Right. And you know, we're supposed to just give him a chance, like they gave Obama a chance, right? From day one, they announced that no matter what Obama did, they were going to be in opposition to him.
And there were protests. There were, hate crimes. All that stuff happened. They didn't sit down and peacefully accept that Obama was president. They've been trying to rip him a new one since the very beginning.
Right. And Donald Trump, of all people, sitting there questioning the man's birth certificate.
I finally figured out why I keep staring at that YouTube lineup. Because CNN misspelled Clinton's name.
Clinton.
There's no I.
Clinton campaign.
And CNN.
Joins recount effort.
Sorry, it's been distracting me. I couldn't figure it out, like what was messed up about it.
So yeah. It doesn't concern Republicans that Russia hacked. Okay. Supposedly. Doesn't concern any of them that Russia determined the outcome of this election. That Donald Trump is not a Republican, that he's a fascist. Doesn't concern them. But it's appalling that Hillary would support the recount effort, even though it's evident that Russia hacked our election from the get-go, before the election, during the election, and on election day. Okay, the Russians hacked the information we use to make decisions based on. Their agents within our media kept us from making informed decisions. They hacked the voter registration database. And if you don't think that an election, like a voting machine, can be hacked,
you're a special kind of stupid, aren't you?
Man. Okay. Let me just explain this to you in ways that I think anybody can understand. Every computer has an input and output device. Okay. A metal wire that you load and unload data from. Okay. That wire can be harmonized with remotely through scalar waves. Okay. Which is basically, in this case, a triangulation. Okay. You basically have two different radio transmitter receivers. Okay. And their waves intersect in the machine. And they can basically turn a physical input device into what amounts to a radio or Wi-Fi type connection. Okay? That's just the most complicated way to do it. All right? That can be done by parked cars a block away. Yeah. But the fact of the matter is, there are, paid officials. There are, what the Republicans have pointed out, and if you apply the principle of the voice of the accuser, the registration got hacked by Russians, and there's reports of people voting twice and dead people voting. How would the Democrats get the information on the dead people? How would the Democrats organize behind this? I can tell you how the KGB and Russian intelligence might organize behind this and put that information to good use, especially in concert with previously proven corrupted Republican voting officials. Okay? You pay them off, and they use the zip drive to upload the fucking results. That zip drive has the hack on it. Deep in the boot sector, where it's not shown as a file. Okay? Like it's embedded into that thing. And being as this is KGB, don't put it past them. If there's some sort of official zip drive device, don't put them past them to have an exact replacement for that. And they just swap them out. I mean, if you think that it's believable in any way, that you're not being bullshitted when people on CNN go and tell you that I could set this voting machine in the middle of Red Square in Moscow and nobody could hack it. Really? That's what I call American delusion. It's arrogance, and we didn't do this to ourselves. We were convinced by outside forces. Okay? We helped us, like our media helped us convince ourselves of this, and certainly the Republican politicians helped us convince us of American invulnerability. But America's really kind of lagging behind, especially on cybersecurity. I've said in previous videos, we do not have the ability to hyperfrequency hack, which is your computer goes fast enough to go within the lines of code of another computer, basically. Excuse me. So, the and the one thing we have going for us, which is our F-22s and F-35s, you might notice how there's a lot of propaganda on the internet that says they're not worth a crap. They'd be full of shit. F-35 and the F-22, both of them, they are marvels of engineering that are worth every fucking penny. Okay, there's a lot of things we waste money on. Okay, but the ability to keep not only our country safe but our pilots safe, that's what the F-35 and F-22 provide, and they work damn near flawlessly. Okay, you got to understand the Cold War being back on or having never ended. You're better off being underestimated. And you're better off having budget overlaps so you can get more done in secret. Okay? So don't get too easily caught up in opposition to your own government based on a lack of total understanding. You shouldn't really make decisions based on a lack of total understanding. Wait until you understand something completely before you, say, for instance, oppose Hillary Clinton and get Donald Trump elected. Yeah. But it's definitely not too late. There are reports of up to 6 electors, including one in Texas, a Texas Republican, willing to vote for Hillary Clinton. Okay? So, if you're not talking about turning electors, you might as well have voted for Donald Trump. Okay? You're a coward, and you either need to show some cojones, porque somos americanos, or shut the fuck up. Stop bitching about Hillary and the Democrats. We won. Okay? It's time for you to stand up for our victory. And
demand it.
And understand that if you do not, everything we've fought for and everything that you hold dear is at stake. And it will all go to waste. So that's all. Please like the video. Please share the video. And subscribe if you haven't already.
Somewhere.
Thank you very much for watching. Tell beautiful people. Goodbye.